Welcome back, everyone, to Hades Tech, and I am your host, Hades. And in this video, we are going to discuss why dashboards often fail decision makers. All right, I have a list of things that we're going to go over, the whole 9 yards. So it's different videos, the whole 9 yards. So if you see me, look down. That's the reason why. There's a whole lot of topics that we need to discuss. It seems like not a lot of these topics happen to be on YouTube for whatever reason, all right? So this is the nitty gritty, all right, of data analytics that you're about to get throughout a lot of these videos, okay? So ultimately, the reason why a lot of dashboards tend to fail decision makers, whether that be managers, upper management, executives, you name it, is the factor of, first, sometimes you'll catch analysts that will create dashboards, but not KPIs. And as well as they don't show trends. They don't look at historical data and then insert that into a dashboard. So therefore, upper management can make proper decisions, or maybe that data just doesn't exist, right? So that's one thing that happens to lead to dashboards failing decision makers, okay? Let's see, another thing that happens to fail decision makers is, sounds like a terrible thing to say, and it's a disgusting thing, which is just corrupt data. All right, that's, I know as analysts, we hate hearing that. We don't want to hear that, right? The big C word, corrupt data. Okay, combine it, corrupt data. Yeah, but you need to make sure that the data that you're getting is accurate. Okay, there will be something called a single source of truth data, okay? So that single source of truth data is exactly the information that you want to grab in order to perform cleaning data, manipulating data as you need to, and then overall performing maybe your ETL process, extract, transform, load, and then create the dashboards accordingly. But just make sure that there's no anomalies within your data. That's another big thing that I've seen in corporates negatively influence decision makers in terms of the dashboards that they get. Okay, so make sure that the data you are getting is coming from a single source of truth location. Now, who determines that single source of truth? All right, so ultimately, it would be your chain of command, okay? So you're gonna go up your chain of command and find out where this single source of truth of data is stored. And then from there, you're gonna make the decisions you need to make in terms of make sure there's no anomalies within the data, cleaning up the data, which sometimes takes a little bit depending on where you're getting it from. So just keep all those things in mind. All right, those are strong points, especially for you new analysts out there. Keep all of this information in mind. Even for our more senior analysts, engineers, data scientists, the list goes on and on and on. Sometimes that's just something to keep in mind. A lot of you senior individuals know exactly what I'm talking about, or some of the information might just bring up memories and refresh that backlog of things that happened and everything, just to bring it to forefront so that way those issues don't occur again. Okay, so those are the main things that I see when it comes down to dashboards that often fail decision makers. And another thing, the last thing that I'll discuss on this topic will be another thing that fails decision makers when it comes down to dashboards is the fact of not being able to communicate the dashboard properly. All right. So you created this dashboard. Let's say you did it in Power BI. It looks wonderful, outstanding, mind blowing. Okay. It's so mind blowing to the point to where the individuals that you're presenting it to, let's say C-suite, so executives, don't even have questions because they don't even know where to start for like, in terms of questions. Okay. So they're just in awe, but they don't necessarily know what they're looking at. So that's your job as the engineer, data analyst, data scientist, you name it, to go ahead and to really break down that dashboard. So this is where it comes in of bridging that communication gap between the tech side of things and the business side of things. This is where you are going to be the expert, thanks to this channel, thanks to Hades, you're welcome, that you'll be able to bridge that gap and understanding. So therefore, these decision makers can make the proper decisions and overall better for the entire organization and everyone. So that's what I see. And until next time, take care, everyone.